It's Monday afternoon, and I'm scrolling through the entry list for New Hampshire the same way I do every single week. I'm looking for one name. It isn't there. That, by itself, isn't strange. But then I keep scrolling, and that's when I see it. 3 names sitting on this list that, according to NASCAR's own rulebook, are not supposed to be anywhere near it. Not, shouldn't be here. Can't be here. There's no press release explaining it. No statement from NASCAR. Nobody at the sanctioning body has said a single word about it. So I started pulling the thread, and the deeper I went, the less this looked like an accident. Something changed inside NASCAR this year, and nobody bothered to tell anybody. To understand how strange this is, you have to rewind to Richmond, on August 15th. That race featured Corey Heim, the reigning Truck Series champion and the biggest name currently working a split schedule in the garage. Heim is set to move to Cup full-time with 2311 Racing in 2027, but for now, he's still running trucks part-time. Richmond, though, didn't go his way. Caden Honeycutt ran away with the entire race, leading 225 of 250 laps, sweeping both stages, and winning by 1.313 seconds. That made him the first driver to lead 200-plus laps in a truck race since Timothy Peters at Bristol in 2012, a gap of well over a decade. After the win, Honeycutt told Fox Sports, "We never give up." Now here's where it gets interesting, and honestly, this is where I need your help too. If you're new here, I'm building this channel, NASCAR Racing World, one deep dive at a time, and we're closing in on 500 subscribers. If breakdowns like this are useful to you, hitting subscribe, dropping a like, and leaving a comment genuinely helps this channel grow. Your support directly decides whether more of these deep dives get made, so I appreciate every single one of you sticking around for this. Back to the story. After Richmond, the next race on the calendar is New Hampshire, the regular season finale. Heim won this exact race last year from the pole. By every logical measure, he should be the headline story walking into this weekend. He is not entered. But the truck he drove, the number 5, is still on the entry list. Same number. Different driver. That driver is John Hunter Nemechek, stepping into the number 5 Tricon Garage Toyota for one weekend only. Nemechek is a full-time Cup Series driver for Legacy Motor Club, a 2021 Truck Series regular season champion, and his last truck win came at Kansas in 2022. On the surface, this looks like a clean, feel-good story, a former champion returning to the seat that built his career. Except he's not supposed to be there. To understand why, rewind further, back to November 2025, when NASCAR announced a loosened version of a rule fans still call the Kyle Busch rule. Under the update, the Xfinity Series limit for Cup regulars climbed from 5 races to 10. The Truck Series limit climbed from 5 to 8. But the release kept one hard wall firmly in place: NCS drivers ineligible for NCTS cutoff, playoff races, and championship race. Read that again. Cutoff race. That's exactly what New Hampshire is. There is no experience carve-out written anywhere in that rule. It doesn't say Cup drivers with 3+ years of experience are barred. It applies to Cup drivers as an entire category, full stop. Even if you take the most generous interpretation anyone has floated, that only drivers with 3+ full years of Cup experience are restricted, the math still doesn't hold up. Of the 3 Cup drivers entered in this race, only one would clear that bar under that reading. The other 2, by any interpretation of the published rule, should not be within 100 miles of this entry list. So let's go through all 3 names, one at a time. Name 1, John Hunter Nemechek, in the number 5 Tricon Garage Toyota. He's a full-time Cup driver for Legacy Motor Club, and he's only made 2 truck starts all year, both back in January, both for a different team, Heim. He hasn't driven for Tricon since 2023. Name 2, Christopher Bell, in the number 62 Heim Racing Toyota. He's the 2017 Truck Series champion and a 7-time Cup race winner. This is where the paper trail actually gets interesting. Bell was originally scheduled to run Richmond in this truck. Weather pushed that race back a day, and Bell couldn't make the rescheduled date because of his Cup commitments. So the team announced, publicly, that he would instead run New Hampshire, the cutoff race, and nobody stepped in to stop it. This is the exact moment the situation slipped through unflagged. Name 3, Connor Zilisch, in the number 71 Spire Motorsports Chevrolet. He's a Cup Series rookie, already confirmed to move into the number 48 Hendrick Motorsports Cup cars starting in 2028. He is the only one of the three who could plausibly be argued into some kind of exception, and even that argument isn't written into the rule anywhere. Then the official entry list dropped, and a sports outlet's report casually confirmed the shift in a single sentence, describing the race as simply the last one Cup drivers could compete in this season. No fanfare. No explanation. Just stated as if it had always been the rule. Beyond the Flag covered the confusion directly, stating that the situation showed NASCAR had, essentially broke its own new rules, with the New Hampshire decision, and asking plainly, why even change the rule if you're not going to enforce it in year one? This isn't just a paperwork issue. There's real collateral damage here. 41 trucks are entered for the Team EJP 175, but only 36 make the field. 3 of those spots belong to Cup drivers who, by the letter of the rule, shouldn't be occupying them at all. That means somebody else is going home. The playoff picture makes this sting even more. Lane Riggs currently leads the standings, with Honeycutt sitting 61 points back. 6 drivers have already clinched their spot: Riggs, Honeycutt, Chandler Smith, Christian X, Gio Ruggiero, and Ty Majeski. On the bubble, Tyler Ankrum is holding on by just 20 points, and Jake Garcia sits 21 points back. These drivers are fighting for their entire season, against 3 men who, on paper, were never supposed to be allowed to line up in the first place. The real story here isn't any single driver. It's the silence. There's been no bulletin, no clarification, no acknowledgement that the wording from November no longer matches what's actually happening on the racetrack. Either the rule is still in the book and simply isn't being enforced, or it was quietly rewritten without anyone announcing it. Neither answer looks good. There's a small detail that makes this even harder to ignore. Legacy Motor Club put out its own announcement about Nemechek switching to car number 40 for the Dollar Tree anniversary paint scheme, and that post opened with the line, "Not a typo." The team was perfectly willing to publicize that change. But on the actual eligibility question sitting right next to it, there was nothing. Silence. To be fair, most fans genuinely enjoy watching Cup regulars run Truck Series races. This isn't about disliking the racing product itself. But a rule that only holds up until it becomes inconvenient isn't really a rule anymore. It's closer to a suggestion with a press release attached to it. And this brings us back to Corey Heim, the man left out of his own story. He's confirmed he plans to run more truck races before the season ends, he just doesn't know which ones yet. Tricon Garage still has 5 races unfilled in the number 1 truck, and all 7 postseason events are open in the number 5. Because Heim isn't a full-time Cup driver, none of these restrictions apply to him. He could run every single truck playoff race this year if a seat opens up. And this is a driver who became the first competitor since A.J. Foyt in 1965 to win twice within his first 15 Cup starts, a gap of 61 years. He isn't a prospect anymore. He's a problem nobody currently has a rule for. Here's what's actually happening this weekend. The Team EJP 175 goes green at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox Sports 1, marking the final regular season race and the last chance for anyone outside the top 10 to race their way into the chase. Then on Sunday, Nemechek, Bell, and Zilisch all climb back into their actual Cup cars, at the exact same track, and go back to racing points like none of this ever happened. I still don't have an explanation for any of this, and NASCAR hasn't given one either. Maybe there isn't one to give. Maybe the rule simply doesn't apply the way it was written anymore, and nobody wanted to say that out loud. Or maybe it still applies exactly as written, and Saturday happens anyway regardless. Either way, 3 names are currently sitting on an entry list that, 9 months ago, explicitly said they couldn't be there. So tell me, should Nemechek, Bell, and Zilisch be racing at Loudon this Saturday? Or should NASCAR have enforced the exact words it published 9 months ago? Drop your take in the comments, share this with somebody who follows the Truck Series closely, and if you want more breakdowns like this one, subscribing genuinely helps NASCAR Racing World keep making them. If you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next.